The ghost bleed is 9 seconds old when narrated catches it, and I'm already halfway out of the jump seat before Tovin finishes reading it back to me. Veth-Aurai nomad band, he says, pulling at the signal with both hands, teasing it off the secondary channel where it's been bleeding unheard for. I check the timestamp, 17 days. Convoy designation Aurai 7 Pale. 11 vessels. Last logged position puts them in the Outer Veth Passage, 64 million kilometers off the primary relay anchor. Why didn't the relay chain catch it? Tovin doesn't look up. Automated triage. Signal didn't meet threshold on primary band. They've been broadcasting on their own emergency frequency. Nobody monitors that band commercially. I stand there for 2 seconds. The Veth-Aurai narrated is a converted cargo hauler, 41 meters stem to stern, 3 crew, a hold full of agricultural modifiers bound for the Veth-Aurai processing hub. We are not a rescue vessel. We have no orders that say rescue anything. We are 18 hours from delivery and the bonus clause in our contract is real money. Tovin, I say. How long to reach them at full burn? 6 hours 40. Maybe 6:20 if we push the tertiary. Push the tertiary. I'm already moving to the freight manifest console. Get me relay station Orveth 14 on the primary band. File hour diversion. Mark it voluntary. No authorization requested. He looks up now. They'll flag it. They'll flag it, I agree. File it anyway. The Veth-Aurai narrated comes about. I pull the manifest while we burn. I always know what I'm carrying. My crew thinks it's compulsive and it has saved us 3 times in 6 years. But I read every line again because what I know in my head and what I can put my hands on are 2 different things. Agricultural modifiers. Protein-based compound. Culture stabilized. 12,000 units. Medical supplement pack. General. I ordered those myself. Water reclamation filters. High throughput. Emergency atmosphere canisters. Sealed. 12-hour burn per unit. 48 total. Cold weather insulation sheeting. Rated to -60. 200 rolls. I don't know why I carry insulation sheeting on a run to Veth-Aurai. It takes up a corner of the hold and costs almost nothing, and 3 times I've been glad it was there. I put the manifest down and let myself think about what 17 days means. 17 days for a nomad convoy, 11 vessels, somewhere between 4 and 800 people, means food stores on emergency rotation. Water reclamation overtaxed or failed. Atmosphere on the damaged ships is whatever they can beg from their neighbors. Cold, because the Outer Veth Passage runs cold and engines off is engines off regardless of species. It means children who haven't been warm in over 2 weeks. We come out of the tertiary burn at 6 hours 11 minutes and Tovin says, quietly, visual. I'm at the forward port before the word is out of his mouth. The Veth-Aurai convoy is strung across 80,000 kilometers of dark, 11 ships in loose formation, the way a convoy holds together when it can't move but its people won't scatter. The 3 closest vessels are trailing vapor from their secondary hulls, pale threads of atmosphere bleeding off into the black at a rate that means weeks of slow loss already absorbed. The ships are dark except for emergency running lights, amber-orange, the kind that mean we have power for the lights and nothing else. The biggest vessel, the convoy lead, I'd guess, from its position, has a long scorch mark along its port bow that wasn't from any kind of weapons fire. Impact debris. They hit something in the drift. That's probably what killed the primary drive. 11 ships. Running lights only. Bleeding Atmo on 3 hulls. 17 days without a reply. I key the standard hailing frequency and then, because I was paying attention when Tovin read the signal, I key their emergency band as well. Convoy Aurai 7 Pale. This is the Veth-Aurai narrated, human cargo vessel, Keth Commercial Registry. We have your signal. We are at visual range. Please respond. 4 seconds. 6. 8. Then a voice, low, roughened, the translator working hard at vowels built for a wider throat than mine, says, Veth-Aurai narrated. We read you. A pause. We have been broadcasting for 17 days. I know, I say. I'm sorry it took this long. I need you to tell me your most urgent need first, and then I need a count. Another pause, shorter. Something shifting in the voice when it comes back, something that might be recalibration. Atmosphere. 3 vessels are critical. We have sealed off 11 decks to conserve supply. Another pause. The count is 612, of which 141 are children. I'm already pulling the Atmo canister manifest. 48 units at 12 hours each. 612 people. It's not enough for everyone for long, but it's enough for the critical decks for long enough. I'm going to need your hull specs on the 3 critical vessels, I tell him. I have atmosphere canisters, 48 12-hour units, sealed. I also have food stores and water filtration I can transfer. What I don't have is a docking bay that accommodates your vessel class, so we are going to do this with a cargo hatch and a tether line, and I need your steadiest hands on the far end. The voice is quiet for a moment. You are a cargo vessel, it says. Not quite a question. Yes. You are alone. Yes. Another silence. When the voice returns, it is different, flatter, more careful, the way a voice gets when it is doing something with its face that it doesn't want the translator to carry. We filed for relay assistance 17 days ago. We have received no response from any registered relief authority. I know. You were below threshold on the primary band. I pull up the tether protocol on the secondary console. I'm going to need about 20 minutes to prep the cargo hatch and rig the transfer line. Can your lead vessel match our drift? Yes. Veth-Aurai. The voice stops. Starts again. What is your cargo designation? What were you carrying when you heard us? Agricultural modifiers for Veth-Aurai processing hub. A long pause. You diverted a cargo run. I diverted a cargo run, I confirm. Tovin, get me on the hatch. The next 4 hours are work, and I will take work over waiting any hour of any day. We rig the tether to the lead convoy vessel, the Aurai Wanderer, which is what the convoy lead tells me his ship is called, and the translator gives it to me in their own tongue first, which I note, and we run the first atmosphere canister transfer in 40 minutes. Tovin runs the line. Sebi, our engineer, manages the hatch seal. I coordinate with the convoy lead, whose name is Veth-Aurai, because he gives it to me without being asked, and I have learned that names matter when the work is this kind. Veth-Aurai is Veth-Aurai. I've met 2 before, briefly, at a transit station in the outer belts, broad across the shoulders, dense fur the color of aged timber, amber eyes that catch light differently than mine do, a quality of stillness about the face that I've learned since is not passivity but patience compounded into something structural. He is patient now, on the comm, with a kind of precision that tells me he has been very carefully managing 612 people for 17 days on the resource math of a convoy built for 12. He tells me, while we work the second transfer, food stores, the protein base compound, bundled by Sebi into net bags that fit the tether line, that the Veth-Aurai filed 3 separate relay requests. The first was dropped in automated triage. The second was acknowledged and routed to a regional coordination office, where it sat in a queue. The third he does not know what happened to. We began rationing on day 4, he says. His voice has the quality of a report, not numb, just precise. Full ration halt on day 9 for non-essential personnel. The children have been on full ration throughout. We made that decision on day 1. I don't say anything for a moment. I keep my hands on the manifest console because they need to be somewhere. How many do you have with medical needs? I ask. 11 acute. 23 requiring monitoring. A pause. We have lost no one. We made that a condition of the math. They made it a condition of the math. 612 people on 17 days of silence, and they made survival a condition of the math, and they held it. I have medical supplement packs, I tell him. General formula, I don't know your tolerances specifically, so I need your convoy medic on the line before we transfer those. Veth-Aurai, he says immediately. I will get her. The medic is on the line in 3 minutes, which tells me she was already close, which tells me she has been close to the comm for 17 days. Her voice is younger, quicker, more worn at the edges. She runs the supplement formulation against their biological index in under 10 minutes and clears 14 of the 23 compound types. We transfer what clears. On the 4th hour, I tell Tovin to start the insulation sheeting. He looks at me. Cold decks. I say, every deck that's been sealed, he says. Yeah. Roll it. We run 200 rolls of insulation sheeting across a tether line to a Veth-Aurai nomad convoy in the outer Veth passage, and I think about the corner of the hold it came from and what it cost, and I don't feel anything complicated about it. It was there. They needed it. That's the whole of that. Veth-Aurai is quiet when the last bundle clears our hatch. Then he says, Veth-Aurai. Still here. The relay station at Veth-14 has responded. A registered relief vessel is inbound. A pause. 11 hours. Good, I say. They are asking for our status report. To confirm the nature of the emergency and our current resource state. Another pause, and now there is something in his voice that I don't have a word for, something that runs under the precision like a current under ice. I am not sure how to file a status report that is accurate. What's the problem? The problem, Aurai says, is that our resource state is no longer critical. You changed it. The report would say, a human cargo vessel with no authorization and no orders heard our signal on a secondary band and diverted a commercial run and gave us their atmosphere canisters and their food stores and their medical supplements and their insulation sheeting, and now we are not dying. He stops. I do not know what category that falls under in the standard form. I don't know either. File it under emergency resource transfer, voluntary, no compensation claimed, I tell him. That's what the form has. A silence. Veth-Aurai, Aurai says. Do humans do this? Regularly. I think about how to answer that. We do it when we hear the signal, I say. The relief vessel from Veth-14 arrives at hour 11. It is a proper registered unit, larger than us, staffed, equipped. It brings a full medical team and redundant atmosphere supply and food stocks calibrated specifically for Veth-Aurai biological requirements. It is exactly what a relief vessel is supposed to be. I watch it approach from the forward port and I feel something I can only describe as relief that it exists, because it is better equipped for this than I am, and the 23 people still on the monitoring list deserve better than what I had. The relief vessel's captain hails me. She is professional, courteous, slightly puzzled by the notation in our diversion filing. She asks me what I have left in the hold. Agricultural modifiers, I tell her. 12,000 units. Untouched. Everything else went across. A pause. Everything. Everything, I confirm. She files a notation in the registry for my run number, which means the Kethsolan contract is probably void now and the delivery bonus is certainly gone. I have known that for 6 hours. I filed the cargo exception when we transferred the first atmosphere canister and I haven't thought about it since, which is information about me that I don't need to examine right now. What I think about instead is this. The relief vessel's cargo ramp comes down, wide, lit from inside with the warm amber of a proper medical bay, the kind of light that means temperature-controlled and clean and staffed by people who know what they're doing. And the first Veth-Aurai off the Pale Wanderer is not Aurai, who I expected, and not Aurai, who I might have expected second. It is a child. 6, maybe 7. I don't know Veth-Aurai age well, fur the colour of new timber, not yet darkened to the grey-brown of adulthood, amber eyes very wide. She walks down the tether exchange corridor from her ship to the relief vessel's ramp with the careful, deliberate step of a child who has been told this is safe and is choosing to believe it. She reaches the bottom of the ramp. She steps onto the lit surface. She stops. She looks up at the light. I don't know what she is thinking. I don't know if she is warm, or if she is simply looking at the warmth, which are different things. I don't know if she knows what a human is, or what the Veth-Aurai is, or what the last 17 days have been in terms she has vocabulary for. I know she stopped at the bottom of the ramp and looked up at the light. I file my run log at hour 13, when the last of the Pale Wanderer's crew have completed the exchange and the relief vessel has confirmed full resource transfer and medical triage is underway for the 11 acute cases. I write the log in standard format: time, position, resource expenditure, diversion notation, contact vessel designation. I get to the field marked outcome and I type, convoy stable, relief vessel on scene, no casualties recorded, diversion closed. I look at it for a moment. Then I add, below the standard close, in the notes field that nobody reads. She stopped at the bottom of the ramp and looked up at the light. I don't know what category that falls under either. I leave it in.